we will check till half of its value. That means 2.5. But here it is a number is integer, so it will take maximum 2. So here I is equal to 2 and the maximum limit is also 2. So both are the 2 is less than or equal to 2. The condition is true, so it will come inside this one. Now what I will do, I will divide that number with the value of 5. If it gets divided and returns the remainder 0, then there is a flag I have set up. Its initial value is 0. If the number getting divided and it is returning remainder as 0, that means that number is not a prime number. So in that case, what will happen? Flag will be set to 1. So if flag is getting set to 1, that means the number is not a prime number. But if flag remains 0, in our case, what will happen? I will divide 5 by 2. Definitely it will return the remainder 1. So this condition will be false and f will remain 0 only. So now here I am checking if f equal to 1, then number will be not prime. But if f remains 0, then only that will be prime. Okay, so this is the logic of checking whether a number is prime or not. Now if I run this, so see it is saying number is prime. And if I take the number as 9, so what will happen? Here 9 will be divided by 2. It will be 4.5, but here it will 4 only. So that number will be divided by first 2, then 3, then 4. So 2, 3, 4. This 3 number will try to divide this number. So first it will 2 will not be divisible by 9. 9 cannot be divided by 2. So it will not return 0. So this will become false. So flag will remain 0 only. Now the number I will become 3. And here it will divide 9 modulus 3. Definitely it will return remainder 0. In that case, flag will become 1. Now here it will check the condition. Flag is equal to 1. Yes. So it will print number is not prime. Now let's run this and see it is returning number is not a prime. Similarly, if I take a number as 11, so yes, 11 is a prime number. It will be divisible. It can be divided by 1 or its by its own. So here we check the number is prime. Okay. So this is how we decide whether a number is prime, and this is the logic. Now moving to the next number, that is the Fibonacci series. If you know the Fibonacci series is something, the initial two number of Fibonacci series 0 and 1. This is the starting number. First starts with 0, then 1. After that, the next number will be the addition of the previous two numbers. That means 0 plus 1 equal to 1. So the next number of Fibonacci series will be 1. So it will be like, if we take here, first 0, then 1, then 1. Now the previous two numbers, that means 1 and 1. So it will be 2. Now previous two number, that means 2 and 1. That is 3. Now previous to number 3 plus 2 equal to 5. Now previous to number 5 plus 3 equal to 8. Now previous to number 8 plus 5 equal to 13. So in this way, the Fibonacci series gets created. So this is what we have to print here. So as I said, the first two number 0 and 1 is the Fibonacci series. So here I have taken n1 equal to 0, n2 equal to 1. And one more variable I am taking, which I haven't assigned. Now, since we know like 0 and 1 is a Fibonacci series, so it will print series is in this way, it will print the output. First, I'm printing 0, then I'm printing 2 with a space. Okay. After printing, again, I'm adding a space. Why I'm adding, you will understand. It is just for the display purpose. I'm adding a space so that every number should get printed just after a space. So 0 and 1 already printed. Now, from the third number, we will start printing. And for that, we will write the logic. So same logic we will write. So here the starting number will be 3 because first two number we have already printed. And here the maximum I want to print Fibonacci series till 10. That means total 10 number of Fibonacci series I want to print. The total length of the Fibonacci series will be 10. So first two number we have already printed. So the next number will start from 3 and it will end till 10. This is the for loop. Now what we have seen here, the previous two number we will add. So here what I am doing, I am adding the previous two number and storing it into a third variable, and that I am printing. So this will be my next Fibonacci number. After that what I am doing, I am changing the previous two number. Initially the previous two number is this two. After that what will happen? N1 will become this and N2 will become this. So here what I'm doing in N1, I'm storing N2, the previous, what is N2 currently? N1. So that I am pushing into N1. And in N2, what I am pushing? The next number, that is N3. So here 0 is N1 and 1 is N2. And what is N3? N3 is this one. Okay. This is the next one. Now this is already printed. So now we have to swap the position. Now this will become N1. So here in N1, I'm storing N2, and in N2, I'm storing the next number, that is the N3. Okay. Now again the loop will go on, and now here it will add 1 plus 1, and that will be 2. So it will print this number. So once it is printed, now N1 will become this, which I am doing here, and N2 will become N3 will become N2 will become this. So that I am storing. So after every print, I am changing the previous two number. Okay, and that it will keep on printing. So now if I run this, so it will print the 10 Fibonacci series 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 30. This is N1, this is N2, this is after addition, this is N3. After printing of N3, N1 will become this, N2 will become this. So N1 is becoming the previous N2 and N2 is becoming the N3. So this is what I am doing here. This is only you have to understand. After that, everything is same. And now in this way, it is printing the Fibonacci series. The only thing is that you have to understand the logic. If you are able to crack the logic, then you will be able to write the program. Now the next is the largest number. There will be three number and in that you have to print which one is the largest number. So here N1 is 25, N2 is 20, and N3 is 15. So here N1 is the largest number. So this is what we have to do. So here what logic I have used, I am first checking whether N1 is greater than N2 and N1 is also greater than N3. What I'm saying, just try to understand. N1 is greater than N2 and N1 is also greater than N3. In that case, N1 will be the largest number. Okay. In case N1 is not the largest number, then we will check the next number. If now we from the first condition, if this condition becomes false, then it is clear like N1 is not the largest number. Now we will check whether N2 is greater than N3. If this condition becomes true, then N2 will be the largest. If it becomes false, then N2 is not the largest. So which one is the largest? Finally, only this one remains. So that I am printing here, and that this is the largest number. So in our case, what it will print? It will print 25. The largest number is 25. If you change this to 5, now the largest number is N2, that is 20. Then it should print 20. So it is printing 20. So this is very simple. And this is how we decide among three numbers which is the largest. Now the next one is the leap year. There will be an year and you have to determine whether that year is a leap year or not. So the first condition is if that year gets divided by 400 and it returns remainder 0, that means that year is a leap year. This is the first condition. If this condition becomes false, if any year is not divided by 400, then we have to check the next condition. In the next condition, if that year is getting divided by 100, then that is not a leap year. That means a year should not be divided by 100. Then that is not a leap year. If the year is also not divided by 100, then it will go to the next condition and there it will check whether the year is divided by 4. If yes, then that is a leap year. If not, then that is not a leap year. So here in our case, 2004. If you go back and check the calendar, this was the leap year. So here it will not be divided by 400. So this condition will become false. One second. Uh, Sorry, I someone has come, so I went there. Okay, fine. So what I was saying, like 2004. So this is definitely will not be divided by 400. So this will become false. Now here it will check whether that number is divided by 100. So again, it will not divide. So here it will come. So it will check whether it is divided by 4. So yes, it is divided by 4. So this is a leap year. So these are the three conditions which you have to check. If any of the condition becomes satisfied, if this one and this one get satisfied, then that will be a leap year. If not, then that will not be a leap year. This is the important condition. That number should not be divided by 100. Then only that will be a leap year. Now if you run this, it will print the number is leap year. Now the next is the natural number. Natural number is the positive number. The meaning of natural number is the positive number. So simple. It will start from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the whole number is basically the natural number. It should not be negative, like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. These are not natural numbers. The positive numbers are the natural number. So here in this program, what we are going to do, we are going to print the sum of the first 10 natural number. So what is the first 10 natural number? 1 to 10. If you add 1 to 10, then that the total will be 55. So here what I am doing here. Here simply I have started a for loop from 1 to 10, and here I have taken a variable which has a value 0. So every time I will add the I with the sum. So here 0 plus 1 equal to 1, that will be signed here. Next, the sum value is 1. So here it will add 1 plus 2, that is 3. Now the number is 3. So here it will add 3 plus 3 equal to 6. So here one by one I will keep on incrementing, and that will get added with the previous addition. And finally, it will give you the addition of the first 10 natural numbers. So here what you are doing, one by one, you are adding the number. I is representing your natural number, which starts from 1. So here 1 will come and it will add, and this will be updated to 1. Now again I will 2, that 2 will come and will add that 2 with 1 here, and that will be 3. Now again 3 will be added with 3, that will be 6. Now again 6 will be added with 4, that will be 10. In that way it will keep on getting added, and finally once you run this, it will print the first addition of 10 natural number. In this way we print the natural number. So this is very simple. Again swapping two number with a third variable. This is the next program. Here the first number will be n1, second number will be n2. We have to swap these two numbers. That means 10 will go to n1 and 5 will come here to n2 using a third variable. Okay. So it's very simple. How I will do? In the third variable, first I will store the n1, and in n1 I will put the n2. So now n1 becomes 10. Okay. So the first swapping is done, and the 10 goes to n1. Now in n2 we have to transfer 5. So where is 5 currently? So before putting 10 here, you have already put 5 to this variable. So here what you will do, in the n2 you will simply put the third, and the 5 will go to the n2. It's very simple. And I'll just print the number. You will see that that is swapped. Okay, so as you can see, the number are swapped. So here what I have done in the third variable, first I have stored this one, and here I have put the second value. So second value is swapped. Now in the second value, I will put the first value. So where is the first value? In third variable. So this one value I am putting here. So here we are using this third variable for swapping. Now in an interview, they will ask you to do this without any swapping, without using any third variable. Then what you will do? So again, the concept is very simple. In that case, first you will add the two numbers. So the number becomes 15 that you store in n1. So now n1 is updated to 15. Okay. Now what is your goal? N1 should be 10 and n2 should be 5. So now what you will do in n2, you will subtract. Currently, what is n1? N1 is 15. After this addition, n1 has become 15, and n2 is still 10. But in n2, what you want to put? You want to put 5. So if you subtract 15 minus 10, that means 15 and minus 10. So n2 will become 5. Okay. So as of now, n1 is 15 and n2 has become 5. So now if you subtract this two, that means 15 minus 5. So n1 will become 10. So 10 will be assigned. So here I have done the swapping, but without using any third variable, using subtraction addition concept. And now if you print this, the number is swapped. Okay. Okay. So this is how we do the swapping of two number with and without using third variable. So these are the programs related to data, related to numbers. Now we will move on to the patterns. So the first pattern is I want to print this pattern, this one. Okay, so in order to work on a pattern, there is a logic which you have to keep in your mind. The row column operation. This is very important. Here, if you see how many rows are there, one, two, three, four, and five. There are five rows, and how many columns are there? One, two, three, four, and five. Here you will see there is only one column, but it is not there. In one column, this is the entire thing. In the second column, this is the entire thing. In the third column, this is the entire thing. In the fourth column, this is the entire thing. In the fifth column, this is only this part is there, and upper one is blank. Okay, so currently there are total five rows and five columns. So important one is the row. So for that, I have started a for loop. I will be 5 and last value will be 5 based on the total number of rows. So the first for loop is representing the row number. Okay. Now in the first row, one star I want to print. In the second row, two star I want to print. In the third row, three star I want to print. That means whenever the row is getting incremented, the star also getting incremented. Or you can say the number of row is same as the number of star. One row one star, two row two star, three row three star, four row four star, five row five star. That means the number of row is equal to the number of star. In the for loop, which is representing the row, I is representing the row. Okay. So here what I'm doing, in within that I'm starting a one more for loop that will start from one in order to print this star. So first time how many star I want to print? One. Second time two, third time three, fourth time four, fifth time five. So is there any, now we have to look here in the for loop. I is the number which is getting incremented one by every time. That means as soon as the row is incrementing, I is also incrementing because I is only representing the row and the number of row is equal to number of star. So here j will start from 0 and the maximum value I will keep as I. First time I will be 1. So j is also 1, I is also 1. So this loop will run only one time and it will print a star. Here I am using print system.out.print, not println, because after printing first value, I want to stay on the same line. Once this row will finish its operation, then only I will go to the next line. First, when on the first row, the star will be printed, then I will go to the next row. That means when the next row will start, then only I will go to the next line. That is why in the first for loop, I am only writing print and it is printing one star. So this is done. Now I will come out from this for loop and then I will print the next line. So if you simply write system.out.println, then it will go to the next line. So once I have reached to the next line, so now from here I will start printing. Again, the I will become 2. So j is 1 and maximum value is 2. That means j will run 2 times, 1 and 1. So 2 times star will be printed. After that, it will print the next line. Again, we will reach here. Now I will be 3. So here 3 will be set. Now j will run 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 star will be printed. So in that way, 4 and 5. So this is the logic that you have to understand. Here the number of row is equal to number of star. So put that I here only. One first time one, second time two, three, third time three, fourth time four, fifth time five. So automatically, if you put I here, automatically the numbers will be taken care and based on that, stars will be printed. So if you run this, so it will print the same star. Okay. Now the second pattern. In the second pattern, I just want to reverse this pattern. That means it will print in that way. First, it will print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So one by one, it will keep on decrementing. In the previous one, what happened? One by one, it keep on incrementing. But here, one by one, it will keep on decrementing. So as you can see in the first row, the total number of values, total number of star is 5. Okay. So first, it should print 5 star. If you notice in the previous pattern, first it should print 1 star. That is why I have started I with 1. So that when I will put I here, so it will take the maximum value as 1. But here the maximum value, the maximum star is 5. So that is why here I have put I as 5. And since every time it is getting decremented, so here also I am decrementing the I. That means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star. So that is why I'm starting the value of I as 1. Maximum it will go to 1. That means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In that way it will keep on decrementing, and maximum value, last value will be 1. Okay. Now here I will set I. So what is I? I is 5. So 5 times star will be printed. Then it will go to the next line. Then for the next value of I will become 4. 4 times star will be printed. Next line. Next value of I is 3. So 3 times star will be printed. In that way, it will keep on going. Okay. So here I will start with 5 because 5 star are there, and I will keep on decrementing because stars are getting decremented. So that is why here I am decrementing the I, because everything is dependent on the I value. So now if you run this, it will print that. Okay. So this is the second pattern. Now the third pattern. This is important one, but the combination of first and two. So here you have to print this star, but this is the combination of 1 and 2 only. Okay. So let's understand this one. Now if you notice only focus the first part of the program. If in this entire thing, let me break down this one so that you will understand. Okay. First section, the second section of this program I have commented out. Now I will run this. So now see only the first part is printing. Now in the first part, try to understand this, how you will break this one. So if you notice this part from here to here, this part, this one till this one, ignore this part, ignore this part, only focus this part, this one. That means the left side part only focus. So if you see, it is printing 1 star, then 2 star, then 3 star, then 4 star, then 5 star. Okay. So the first part, if you notice, if it is printing 1 star, so before that there are 4 spaces. Then it is printing 1 star. In the second line, it is printing 3 spaces, then printing 2 star. In the next line, it is printing 2 spaces, then 3 star. In the next line, it is printing 1 spaces, then 4 star. In the next line, it is printing no spaces with 5 star. So first it is printing 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. The total number of row is 5. So here the number of 5 row is 5. Now you have to think about this space. That means first time it will print 4 space only. So here in this for loop, I am starting J as 1, and the maximum limit should be 4 only. First time it should be 4, second time it should be 3, then 2. That means one by one it should keep on decrementing. So here I have written 5 minus 1 in order to set this one. Why 5 minus 1? Initial value of 5 will be 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Now I will be incremented. So next value will be 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Then 5 minus 3 is 2. then 5 minus 4 is 1, then 5 minus 5 is 0. So in this way you have to set the value. Now see here again everything is dependent on I, but here little bit logic you have to apply. Here you have to do the setting 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So here it should start with 4, then it should go to 3, 2, 1 and 0. So if I write 5, that is the maximum limit, that is fine. So who will keep on decrementing this value one by one? Since I is getting incremented one by one, so if I write minus I, so definitely this one keep on decrementing the number one by one. So here I am printing space. So this for loop will print this space. Now after printing state, let's suppose this spaces part you have taken care. Now you have to follow the star. So in the first time 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. So this is the first pattern program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star you have to print. So the same logic I have written. If you see in the second for loop, I am starting I is 1 and the maximum value is 1 I. Here I am setting I because here first I is 1, so it will print 1 star, then 2, then 2 star, then 3, then 3 star, then 4, then 4 star, then 5, then 5 star. So this is the first pattern that we have explained. So this is same, but this was different in order to print this piece. Okay, so space we have printed and the first part of this pattern we have printed. Now we have to print the next part, the left right hand part. In the right hand part, if you see, first it is printing nothing, no star. Now in the second line, it is printing 1 star, then 2 star, then 3 star, and then 4 star. And it is printing 4 star. That means first no star, second 1 star, 3 star, 4 star. That means first time it will not print any star. So for that, if you see what I have written, here I have taken another for loop. This is L. This is L, I, J, K, and for the fourth for loop, I have taken L as a variable. It will start from 1. Here, the initial value for the first time, it will not print any star. That means for the first time, this for loop should not be executed. This for loop should not be executed for the first time. This logic you have to write. From the second time, it should start printing as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here you know that the maximum value of I is 1. So if I write here I minus 1, so it will be 0. So here the starting value of L is 1. So it will check 1 is less than or equal to 0. So it is false. That means when I is 1, so it is becoming false. So it will not print any star. When I will be 2, then 2 minus 1. Here the initial value is also 1. So it will only print one time. Now in the next time it will be 2. Sorry, in the next time it will be 3. The 3 minus 1 is 2. The starting value is 1. So 1, 2, 2 times it will print. Then again, I will be 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it will print 3 times. Sorry, it will print 2 times. So in that way, it will keep on printing. So only concept here we have to think is first time it should not print anything. That means first time this for loop should not be executed. So in that way, you have to set the maximum limit. Here all is dependent on the value of I and the maximum limit that you are setting in the every loop. This is the only logic. So initially I is 1, so I 1 minus 1 is 0. So our purpose is fulfilled. Okay, so it will print the next part. Now if I run this, as you have seen, it is printing the first part. Now we have to go to the second part of the program that will print the lower part of the program. Okay, now if I run this program again after removing the comment, so see it is printing the next last part. Now if you see in the last part what is happening, only 4 rows is there. In the first part, if there are 5 rows, so in the last part there will be only 4 rows. So see here the maximum value is 4. Now Let's try to think in the same way. Here in the first part, whatever we have done, same thing we have to do here also, but in the inverted way. Here first time it is printing 4 star, then 3 star, then 2 star, then 1 star. When it is printing 4 star, so it is printing 1 space. When it is printing 3 star, then it is printing 2 space. When it is printing 2 star, then it is printing 3 space. When it is printing 1 star, then it is printing 4 space. That means first it will print 1, 2, 3, and 4. So first you have to think about these spaces. So that's what I have to think. So here it is very simple. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every time spaces are getting incremented. So that can be handled with the value of 5 only. Because here the maximum value of I is 4 and it starts from 1. So the same you can set up here. So first time 1 space, second time 2 space, 3 space, 4 space. So it will print the 4 space. So spacing part is done. Now you have to think about the star. In the first time it is printing 4 star, then 3 star, then 2 star, then 1 star. That means first time it is printing 4 star. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right? So what you will do? Here write 5 and minus I, because I is incrementing 1 by 1, and here you have to decrement 1 by 1. Starting value should be 4. So here what I have done, I have written 5 minus 1 I. Minus I means 4. So 5 minus 4, 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. So in that way it will print this star. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You see, everything is dependent on the value of I and the maximum limit. That you have to understand by seeing the diagram. Now, after that, everything is very simple. So this star is also printed. After that, you see, it is printing 2 star in the first row. Then it is printing 1 star. Sorry, it is printing 3 star. Then it is printing 2 star. Then it is printing 1 star. Then it is printing no star. That means the starting value is 3, 2, 1, 0. That means in the last time, at the last time, the condition should become false and no stars should get printed. So here the starting value is what? 3. Just now we have seen 3, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So same thing you have to set up here. So here instead of writing 5 minus I have written 4 minus I. So 4 minus I means 3, 2, 1, 0. Here the maximum value of I can be 4. So once I will be 4, then it will be 0. So for 0, this for loop will not be executed. So in the last time, it will not print any star. In this way, you have to think about the patterns. You have to break the patterns in different parts. And in that way, you have to think everything is dependent on the value of I and what you are setting as the maximum limit based on the diagram, what you are thinking. The first is the row column thing that we have to understand. Based on that, you have to start the for loop, the first for loop. And in that way, you have to set up the maximum limit for every for loop. Now, if you run this program, it will print the diamond pattern. Right. So that is why before explaining this diamond pattern, I have first explained you this first pattern and the second pattern. Because if you see the third pattern, it is a that is nothing but the different parts of the first and the second pattern. So if you know how to write first and second pattern, then it is very easy to write any pattern because any bigger pattern will be a part of the first and the second pattern. Only logic you have to think. First, you have to identify the total number of rows. Based on that, you have to set up the I, the first for loop. And then based on the pattern, number is spaces or number of star, you have to think about the maximum limit. It's very simple. So I hope this explanation will help you regarding the pattern. This is my means when I initially I there was a thinking like for me pattern program is very difficult. Okay, so one day I start started writing the pattern program and I tried to crack the logic. So after cracking the logic, I found like it is very simple. All everything is dependent on row and column and the maximum limit that you are setting in the for loop in every for loop based on your observation of the pattern. And if you know first pattern and second pattern, it's very easy to write any pattern program. Okay. Now the last one is the fluid triangle. Fluid triangle means fluid triangle looks like this. That means in every row, one value will be printed, and in the second row, the next value will start from printing. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here the ending value is 1. So in the next row, it will start from 2. So in the first row, it will print 1 value. In the next row, it will print 2 value. In the third row, it will print 3, 4, and 5 value. But the next row, the starting value of the next row will be the next value of the last value of the previous row. If it is 1, then it will be 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is very much similar to the first pattern. Here only in place of star, you have to print this number. That's it. So here what I have done, everything is same. The initial for loop, the maximum limit is 5. In the second for loop, I am putting the maximum limit as I only. And instead of printing star, here I have taken a variable called n equal to 1. So for the first time, it will print n as 1. After printing, it will print a space. And after that, it will increment the number by 1. So when it will print 1, here I is 1. So j is also 1, I is also 1. The maximum limit is also 1. So this for loop will run only one time. So it will print 1 space. The number is incremented to 2. After the for loop, we will go to the next line. And then again for I equal to 2, here 2 will be set up. J will run how many times? 2 times. So here it will print to 2, then space, then I will be incremented to n will be incremented to 3. And now for the next round of J, 3 and space. Then it will go to the next line. Then n also incremented to 4. Now when I will be set up here as 3, so J will run 3 times. So here 4 will be printed with a space. Then I will be n will be incremented to 5. Then 5 will be printed with a space. Then again n will be incremented to 6. Then 6 will be printed with a space. Now this for loop completes its execution. Now it will go to the next line. Now I will become 4. Now this 4 value will be printed, and similarly this 5 value will be printed. So here instead of printing star, you have to start the a third variable called n equal to 1. And after every print, just increment the number. That's it. So it's very simple. It was totally based on the first pattern. Only thing, instead of printing star, you have to print number. Okay, so that's all from the conditional and the looping statement pattern programs that I have covered, whatever mentioned in the assignment. In the next recording, I'm going to cover the string related programs. Thank you, everyone.